This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
What is going on, guys? Jay Shy here with another video, and we need to talk about this. So yeah, yesterday I was coming home from work and I was in a little bit of a dilemma. I was driving home on my way from work and I had to figure out what I was gonna get. It was either gonna be Tokyo Mirage Sessions or it was gonna be Star Ocean. It was all tough. It wasn't really tough to decide. Something inside was just telling me, hey, just go get TMS, and I was like, fine, I'll just get that then. But I've been playing the game. I'm about 9 hours, about 10 hours into the game, and yeah, I got some things to say. So the game is indeed very super colorful. It is super bright. It is in your face anime stuff, and you guys know how I feel about anime. I'm not a big fan of anime at all, but I have to admit that this game is really freaking good. Yeah, it's I know it's weird to admit, and I know I'm putting my SMT street cred on the line, but I basically I'll tell the truth about something. This game is really solid. It's really good. If you didn't pick it up because of censorship and you're still mad that it's not like the original idea or idea that they went with, you're probably gonna be disappointed in yourself because this game is not bad. It's really good, and there's a couple of things about it that I like. I've only found one thing about this game that I don't like, and I'll get to that towards the end. But this is going to be an impressions video. It's not going to be a review because you guys know how much I hate doing reviews. It's an impressions of how I feel about the game, how many hours I'm into it. So the first things first, the story is very bubbly. I guess that's how I can put it. It's very bubbly. It's very, we're friends, we can save the world kind of thing. I hate that. I hate the whole, it has this Omega Quintet feel to it. You can save the world through song and music and positivity and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's that. But the story is interesting enough to the point where you're interested in some of the characters and the mystery of the Mirages, which are basically demons and personas. So demons and personas in this game are called Mirages. That's pretty much what they are. The interesting thing about this game is basically the blend that Atlas did for this game. It has a blend of unique things from Fire Emblem, but a ton of stuff from SMT games and Persona games. So the first thing you'll notice is when you go into your first dungeon, which is the epilogue, or the prologue, or one of those, I don't remember which one. I think it's the prologue, but when you go into your first dungeon, the first thing you're going to immediately notice is the dungeons are very Persona-ish. They're very Persona 3 and 4 and SMT Nocturne. Well, not even Nocturne. Really, it's just a Persona. It's very, you run around in a dungeon, there's branching paths, and you can hit enemies and, knock them down. Except in Persona, when you hit an enemy, you get the, you get to initiate the first attack. But in this one, you have the option to just knock an enemy down and run past it. You don't have to fight that enemy. You can knock it down and then run into it, which will initiate your first attack. Which I thought was kind of cool because sometimes I just didn't want to fight anything. I just wanted to run around them, to get to the next door. That was really cool. One thing I did notice is there is a Cathedral of Shadows in this game, but it's called something different. It's called the Bloom Palace, where Tiki stays, where you basically go into the Bloom Palace and you can take your Mirages and boost them up. So the way that the Bloom Palace works is it works almost like the Cathedral of Shadows, but unlike in SMT and Persona games where you have demons and personas, you have your Mirages, and your Mirages, when you fuse them in the Blue Palace with other monsters or Mirages that you kill or beat in battle, you basically fuse them into new weapons. So whenever you get a new weapon, you get new skills. You can unlock like skills, like each weapon has their own skills that you can unlock. And me being me, knowing that I've gone through so many SMT games, the first minute I saw a character with a skill that was buffing or debuffing, which is Rakunda, which was the first skill I saw, that was the first thing I went for. Like, because I know SMT games are gonna get tough if you're down the road, and you're gonna need those buffs and debuffs. So I didn't really care about anything else. I was just like, let me get all these buffs. So that was the first thing. So Mirages, you don't use Mirages like you would in Persona. That's not how it works. So every time you go into a new battle, your Mirage immediately turns into a weapon that you're holding. So every time you finish a battle, you'll get you'll level up just like normal. But Mirages have passive skills, command skills, radiant skills, which also happen in the Blue, and session skills. Radiant skills are basically like, how do I explain it? They're almost like extra skills that each character can obtain in the game. Like one character has the ability to his radiant skill is that anything he fights that is a lower level than him, it's like an automatic or something like that. And you also get those from fusing certain items that you find in the dungeon with your unity. That's what it's called in this game. It's not called fusing, it's called unity. So unity, which is, with your main character and their Mirage. It's pretty cool. It's interesting enough to the point where you kind of want to keep fusing stuff off. Unity. I don't even know what another word for that is. Unitying your Mirages. I don't know. But there's that, and then you have like extra skills. Extra skills are basically this skill that you can obtain where you basically build a bar, like a meter in the top right corner. It's an idea from Persona Q, where you basically go through the battle and you build up that meter and party. So you have those. They've taken a lot of things from SMT titles to the point where a lot of SMT fans are going to understand. Like, they're going to be like, oh, this is from that game, and oh, this is from this game, and stuff like that, because I noticed it right away. This game, it feels like a love letter to SMT fans that's disguised as a bubbly Fire Emblem game. That's what it feels like, but it's really good, and it's hard to admit that. It's so good. It's really good. I've been playing since the last night. I did get some sleep, because a lot of you guys were telling me I look like I need some sleep, and yeah, I got some last night. Put my mind at rest, and I woke up this morning. First thing in the morning, 8 o'clock, I still didn't even eat breakfast yet, and I started playing the game. So that's how much I'm into it. Despite the game being bubbly and colorful, it looks good. It looks like a lot of the dungeons remind me of Persona Q dungeons, like just in the way it's colored. It's very colorful. It's like a lot of hot colors, bright purple, bright blue, or dark blue, and bright green. And it looks good enough for you to just run around in it. But yeah, next thing I want to talk about is the battle system, which I freaking love. The battle system is really, really interesting because I can pinpoint pretty much all of the SMT games that are like utilized in the battle system. The first thing is Fire Emblem's like weapon structure, like that triangle weapon structure where the sword is mightier than the axe, and the axe is mightier than the spear, and the spear is mightier than the sword. That applies in battle. I didn't really pick up on it until later, when I got into like my first real dungeon. there's a couple of enemies that carry axes. They're robots with axes or whatever, and they pretty much hit like one of my characters that had spears, and I noticed they were taking double the damage. Um, and I was like, oh, so this applies. Every time I use the main character who has a sword, and I hit one of those guys, it was like double the damage, you know. So you have to keep your eye on that kind of thing. And what makes it interesting is the fact that these things that are like sessions, they're called sessions, is basically the combo system from Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. If you've ever played Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So in Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, I think they did it in Persona Q too. Whenever you hit an enemy with its weakness, you know, you can do like this combo-based, you know, thing where another party member to jump in and, you know, fight or add extra damage on top of the damage you just dealt. That I remember that starting in Strange Journey when they started that, and then they did it in Q. So that is present in this game. I didn't like it at first because I'm so used to it. Whenever I see something Persona-ish, which is this game, I'm used to getting an extra turn. But the session system is not bad. I mean, it's actually fun to watch, even if you're doing it over and over. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. You also, if I remember correctly, I got a skill that was interesting, and it was you because you also get like Fire Emblem skill. I got a skill called, I think it was called Horseback Slayer. I got that, and basically it tells you, hey, if you attack an enemy with the skill that rides a horse, it'll deal extra damage. So I haven't encountered an enemy on a horse yet, so I'm guessing it's going down that road of like Fire Emblem Awakening. You hit an enemy on a horse, and you know it'll be like a instant kill, or you do double damage. I don't know yet because I haven't encountered an enemy like that. Also, the game, it kind of reminds me, like the battle system kind of reminds me of Digital Devil Saga. Just, you know, having your 3 party members and you fighting one another and, you know, building up on skills and stuff like that. So, yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a pretty good game. It's worth the buy. Is it worth the $60? Yeah, sure. If you can get past the J-pop idol mumbo jumbo in the game, because there's a lot of that, but it doesn't seem like it does. It makes you do that stuff. At least I hope not. Like having to sing and, you know, having to perform on stage and stuff like that. I haven't gotten that far into the game because I've been leveling up my character and running through the dungeon. But yeah, there's a lot of like J-pop idol mumbo jumbo in the game. Like if you want to check your character's like status in the menu, it's called like artist. Like you go into artist menu and it says artist, and then it has like a signature with a photo of the character. It's weird. And like if you want to equip armor and, you know, other weaponry to like your character, it's called wardrobe. Sure. I guess, or whatever. Yeah, it just has like a lot of J-pop idol mumbo jumbo, but it doesn't really apply to the game. Like, it's just like whatever, you know. It's just kind of there to give it that feel. One thing I will say that I also like about the game is the programming. The programmer who programmed this game did a pretty good job. And what I mean by programming, I mean like I noticed that if I'm in a battle and one of my like 4 of my characters are really low, like 3 of my characters are really low on health. If I get my healer and I pick Dia and I want to heal one of my characters, it automatically programs itself to put the cursor on the character who has the lowest amount of HP. It automatically does that, which is cool. And another thing I noticed is that if you're fighting an enemy and you're dealing a lot of damage to that enemy, the cursor will automatically set to that enemy because you've done so much damage to the enemy with sessions. So the programmer of this game is really good. Like, he must have played a lot of RPGs because he's like, you know, I kind of hate when I did this and this happened, and, you know, and he or she did a really good job with the program, and I really enjoyed that. So So far, I like the game. I cannot, say I hate this game just because I'm an SMT fan. Because it's really good. Because I put it into perspective, if it was an SMT game, it would still be good. If it was a Persona game, it will still be good. The one thing that I can say that I hate about this game right now is the fact that it doesn't have a manual. I don't want to go into another screen on my tablet and read it. I would rather pick out the book. I like to read, manuals. They're interesting. That's the only thing I can say that I don't like about this, that it doesn't come with a manual. But other than that, that's just me being picky and a grumpy old man, because I used to love reading manuals back in the day. But yeah, nonetheless, the game is good. It's worth $60 if you're into JRPGs. Going back to this more traditional turn-based battle system with a bubbly spin to it. It's really good. It's a game of the year in my book, because we have to see, because I haven't gotten my copy of Grand Kingdom yet, and I'm waiting on that. And I think Grand Kingdom is going to be my game of the year, because that game just looks phenomenally done. But this game is like number 2, definitely so far. I haven't gotten a chance to play Star Ocean yet, because I didn't pick it up. I picked this up instead. But I've been hearing not too many good things about Star Ocean, but I don't really care about reviewers, because I review it myself, because that's just how it should be. Play a game, But yeah, so I like TMS. It's good. It's worth $60. So I hope you guys enjoyed my impressions on this game. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to pick this up, and you wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so I figured I'd do it. And I'm gonna keep playing. It's actually on right now, so it's just charging because it died on me last night. I played it for so many hours. So yeah, so I will see you guys next time, and whatever game comes out then, we'll see.